Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. Today the road brings me to Anderson, South Carolina. Anderson was called in the late 1800s Electric City because this was the place where a hydroelectric dam was built that distributed electricity all over the place. They even had streetcars here, some of the first. But that's not why we're here. We're here about the hotel that's back over behind me, the Cheraw Hotel. They say this place is haunted, and we are going to learn a little bit about the Cheraw Hotel, its history, and its hauntings. But right after the station identification. The Cheraw Hotel was built in 1888 in Anderson, South Carolina. It was quite impressive, being one of the only hotels in the South with electricity, plus the architecture made it a must-sought-out place to stay in someone's travels. In January of 1900, Rose Loomis came to Anderson as a nun of the Society of Sacred Hearts. Rose had moved from Sodas Point, New York. There she was known for her generosity and gift-giving and her love of teaching children. Rose had borrowed money from her former order in New York in order to build a school in Tryon, North Carolina, and it was her will to build a Catholic school in Anderson. It is said that Rose had said that she would not rest if she died until she had repaid the old loan. Here is the original brass room key. I wonder if this was the key to Rose's room. Rose had only been in Anderson around 3 months, where in March of 1900, Rose died from pneumonia. Rose was laid to rest in Silverbrook Cemetery, having never paid the loan back in full. Over the years, there have been many sightings of the lady dressed in white in the hotel. In 1982, the manager, Howard Bowles, said that he saw a lady in the hallway as they were remodeling, and he followed her to see if she needed any help. She rounded a corner and him behind her, and she disappeared. And he said that she had to just disappear because all the doors were locked and she couldn't get in. When a hotel had a restaurant, a refrigeration repairman was let into the basement, only to come in contact with a lady dressed in white that disappeared before his eyes. He ran and left his tools behind him. In 2007, a crew of workers were working on a boiler in the basement. They said they saw a lady dressed in white. The Society of the Sacred Heart normally wore black habits, but sometimes were known to wear white. The workers left and refused to return. And they say still today, Rose has a habit of visiting the hotel, as well as she can be seen visiting her grave here at Silverbrook Cemetery. Well, that is going to end our little ghost tale of Sister Rose Loomis. You cannot imagine how hard it is to find a grave in a cemetery this big. It takes quite a bit of work and sleuthiness, if that's a good word. We are in Pendleton, South Carolina, continuing with another ghost story. Over my shoulder behind me is the old Hunter store, where some pretty creepy things happen. Hunter store was originally built in the 1850s by Jesse Lewis, but later it became known as Hunter store after the Hunter family bought it in the
1870s. People from all over would come here to buy their seeds and feed, meats and cheeses and overalls. Anything that was needed, you come to the country store. They say that sometime in the 1890s, a man had a little bit too much to drink and it fell off his horse somewhere near 18 Mile Creek. They said that he actually fell in the creek. It was very cold and he was fished out. And because it was fairly close to Hunter's store, they brought him here to kind of nurse him back to health. The upstairs of Hunter's store was sometimes used as a place to stay tonight in case Mr. Hunter had to work late. So the unidentified man was taken upstairs to dry out and hopefully sleep it off. The story says that one of the windows upstairs was left open, and that night it got really cold. So cold that the man died from being exposed to the elements. Today we would probably say he died from hypothermia. Ever since that day, this man hasn't been able to leave. The owners of the store have heard walking, loud noises going on from upstairs, and when they would go upstairs to investigate, there would be nothing there. There has been numerous sightings over the years of a ghostly apparition in the stairwell. Or perhaps looking out a window. Well, two short, little spooky tales in Anderson and in Pendleton. Well, I hope you enjoyed them both. If you did, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. And until next time, y'all have a good day.